right, we had some technical issues, but we are now online, and welcome to this session called How Will the Pandemic Impact Software Updates? It's an ideation, and Jan Tore, my colleague from Norway, will run this session. So, and if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask, and use the Q&A section on the right-hand side of the screen. So, but that said, Jan Tore, I'll leave it to you. You take it from here. Push the
yes, I will,
presentation
Henrik.
note. Yeah, great. Here you go.
Thank you.
I see your PowerPoint.
That's good. That's a good start.
That's a good
yeah. So as Thomas Lingen said on main stage, this is a Ideation session. I expect some of you at least raise your voice and share your thoughts around how we develop and any needs you see in how we are delivering Naviate. But the question says, how will the pandemic impact software development, and or will it? I have prepared a short agenda, just letting you know how the development cycle for Naviate is, a recap what we did on architecture for 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, and what we do consider when we're developing, challenges during remote meetings, and then we head into the ideate session. So during those 2 days now, we have heard a lot about the new beginning, disruption, sustainability, etc., etc. Of course, we have two aspects when we are talking about challenges during software development. One part is the how do developers integrate working remote, collaborating? Are we sure that the whole team is on board? Do we have the right decisions, etc.? So that's one challenge on one side from the Symetri side. The other one is, of course, how do we deliver our updates for Naviate to the market? How is it received, perceived, and installed during these remote times? So a little bit about the Naviate development cycles. Just there. So we are releasing 4 times a year. The porting release, hopefully some of you are looking forward to now in June for 2022. And we have a release in September, December, and March. We followed that also back in 2020. We have no plan to change that for 2021. You will see it's releases for Naviate 4 times a year. Naviate for Revit in this case. So bringing you a little bit back to last year, this is what we did from the architecture side. We moved into the cloud. We added some features based on customer feedback, mostly from our user group meetings, but also engaging with training, consultants, doing on-site consultancy, etc., etc. So we did a lot, 4 times. June, September, December, and now March. So in addition to functionality or tools within Naviate, we introduced chat support. We have introduced our new Symetri e-learning platform to help even more, getting more knowledgeable around Naviate, learning about all the functional features that we are delivering. And we moved also all the content on families, template files, etc., in the cloud as well, to be easy accessed when you are in need of those. So on the ideation part, there's a lot of stakeholders. We have the users, daily users. We have the user groups twice a year. General communication with customers. Events like these, hopefully you will engage now after my presentation. Regular meetings with Autodesk, making sure that we are aligned on the roadmaps. We are looking into the industry trends. Of course, the product specialists are playing a main part during the ideation. And we pick up a lot of questions and wishes during the trainings. So all these are stakeholders providing wishes, new requirements on how we are delivering Navi to the market. Talking about one of the challenges we have with the team is that, of course, during the pandemic, remote meetings was the one source of communication that introduced a lot of new sets of rules in how to do it, because we are now hiding behind laptops, PCs. Do we share screen? Do we share cam? Do we speak up when we would like to speak up, etc.? So I think we managed that transition fairly good. It could always be better, but developing software, then you have a requirement that everybody must be on board. Everybody must understand what we're trying to deliver to you as a user and have commitment on that. So over to you as a Navid user. What is important for you today and in the future from the Navid side? Do we have anyone who would like to share his or her thoughts on the stage? Please let me know.
Doesn't seem to be the case.
No, it's pretty similar to what we had back when we discussed sustainability. And of course, that's one of the challenges doing Ideate sessions remotely,
but
digitally.
I have a question for you, Tore.
Yeah, please.
I can see it in the poll, but it is like, why is there still a time gap between the Revit release and the Naviate release?
The reason behind is that that's how things are built up, but we will never be sure what's going to be released when the release date for Revit has been finalized. So that means that on release day for Revit, then we are sure what really are in the platform, have any APIs changed, have any functionality changed. So we are relying on that authors need to release their platform first commercially. Then we can test Naviate to make sure that it's working on that released platform. Something we are going to change in the future, be able to test the, for instance, now 2022 version before it's released, feature functionality wise. But that's the history. We need to have a commercial release to make sure that we have a proper Naviate 2022 working. That takes time. Mm-hmm. And it's also connected to the release cycle, really, that we have the June release. That's the new ported on new version for Naviate. I hope that answered your question. Are Naviate installs specific for each version of Revit? Yes, it is. We have an install per version of Revit. It's not it's not applicable for several versions back in time. So that's why we have a main porting release in June every year. Because things change from year to year from Autodesk, and we need to support that. Many plugins span versions, which causes issues with Citrix. I don't see we have that issue since we are porting for each version, and as long as you can run Revit 2022 or 2021 in your Citrix environment, Naviate will do so as well.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, Tore, or do you want me to?
The question is for Joe, from Joe Scott. No, yeah. Joe Scott, yeah. Are Naviate installs specific for each version of Revit, meaning that you have a 2021 installation, it's only working for 2021, it's not working for 2020 or 2019, etc. So you have an install package for each and every version. That's the answer. And are you all happy out there using Naviate? No wishes? Could it do like this or could it do like that? Now we are working. We have an ideation portal. There's a lot of wishes and new ideas amended into the portal. That's something we are working on each and every week to evaluate and move those ideas into development based on votes and of course align also with the main themes or initiatives going on in the Naviate team. Yeah, I see I have a specific question regarding the pattern editor. As I understand it, it is not available for Naviate S users, meaning Naviate structure, only Naviate A. Why isn't it available for Naviate S? Good question. When we approach, of course, when we are discussing new features, we are relying on feedback from our most valuable or the product specialists, asking them where will we see that these features would fit into, which discipline, which area. Back then, I think the decision was that architecture and site and landscaping was in need of that feature, and that's why it was implemented in those two applications. So if you see a need for the pattern editor feature moving into Naviate structure, yes, then I'll take a note on that, and we can see that happen. So that's the reason why it went into those two applications only and not the structural engineer discipline.
I guess it answers the question. But yeah. But in a broader perspective, Jens, not just in a pandemic impact, but do you have some kind of looking into the roadmap coming up, some of the most important stuff in general? Could you highlight a few things, nice features?
Nice feature, cool feature. No, currently we are changing the way we are developing and providing Naviate to the market. I can already let you know now that we are moving away from flexible licensing. We are moving into a cloud solution, license-wise. It's going to happen in 2022 version. I hope that you attending this meeting, the session today, we have introduced single sign-on. One sign-in with no need to sign in on all the other services or platforms we are using. So by having the single sign-on, you have access to different sources like the live chat, the web page, the ideation portal. But we will also connect the single sign-on to the licensing system. So meaning that you need to have a user now on the 2022 platform to access your licenses. So that's some of the main things we are working on. I don't think, for those of you who have seen our releases of Naviate between the Mars until the porting version in June, not so much happening to added new features and or improvements on existing features. It's more or less that we make sure that everything that worked on 2021 is also working on 2022, because sometimes there are a lot of changes from Autodesk, and it consumes a lot of time from both developers and Q&A during that period.
Okay.
Yeah.
It started a few questions from Joe and Krista. Could you see it in the poll?
Yeah, from Krista Johansson. How will SSO licensing and services work for worldwide companies?
Meaning single sign-on.
Yeah, the single sign-on, yeah. It's going to work like if you're working locally in one country or two countries. You will have like this the Autodesk account page activating and deactivating cloud licenses is the same throughout if you are working on different time zones or different locations. You will have a user in that license management solution and activate and deactivate, add and remove users. So it's nothing, no science around that. So it's going to work, even though if you are working in Norway, Sweden, UK, or other countries in Europe or other time zones. I see Joe Stott also asked about, will single sign-on / AD Active Directory connection included as a standard or additional costs? Today we haven't, the platform we have chosen is an open source platform, so you can do a lot there. But the first version we are now delivering will not have any connections to Active Directory. So you, as an account manager or contract manager, have to add your users into that portal. Could be manually by one, or you can use an Excel sheet, for instance, and export from your AD Active Directory and upload it to the portal. Hope that's answered your questions. If not, raise them again.
I guess it did.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm not sure if Christer is happy with his answer, but I tried to answer his question as best as possible. Yeah.
We have 2 minutes left in this session. Jens. Do you have anything for finalize this?
Hopefully, as I saw, we have a lot of stakeholders around an ideation part of Navigate, and I hope really can go out there now and meet you face to face, have the user group meetings established again on site, and really have good discussion going forward now, hopefully after summer. Interaction face to face is very important for us. It goes both for our users, customers like you, but also internally for the Navi team development. Where we are currently managing a team of 25 plus employees, and we have some challenges, of course. So hopefully the new beginning is that we can get out there and meet you and discuss and have good ideation around how Navit will be moving forward.
Great. And that also perhaps answer the last question here from Krista. What add-ins should a company develop themselves? None, I guess, or what's your take on this?
That's a broad question. We have seen companies starting to develop tools themselves and then moving into relying on Symetri as a partner, taking care of development. I think that's important to think about what is your core mission working for a company. Is it to develop tools? Is it to have creative or innovative ideas around a construction or a building? We've seen a trend that a lot of companies try to start up coding and solve day-to-day issues within a company, and then finds out that, okay, this is nothing we would like to continue, and we are relying on adding a plugin coming from Symetri, for instance. We've seen that, of course, we have Dynamo in Revit available. A lot of customers are solving the issues through Dynamo, but at least we've seen up until today that Dynamo scripts breaks and you need to port them and maintain them. So have the discussion with the team, your contact person within Symetri, and we can come up with a solution and discuss what you should and what you shouldn't.
Yeah. Good answer. Okay, time's up.
Yes. See you all.
We will finish this session, and 12:25, we will start at the main stage. Thank you for participating, and thank you for your input and answers, Jan Tore. See you on main stage. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.